Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be carrying on with Aether and Iron. We're going to be going into Pandemonium, the sort of casino type area where we're going to be planning a heist. We're going to be meeting one of Mom's underlings, who hopefully will help us with what we got to do.
Pandemonium is the beating heart of human desire in the lowers. But while it promises the world, it'll take even more in return. Hopefully, Sophie's help doesn't come with the same set of strings.
Gia, I'ma go stay with the cars. I'll meet you when you're done.
Why? Sophie's the one who wanted to meet.
She wants to meet you. I know all about Dreamland. They don't like rats on their marble floors. I walk in with you. They'll throw you out on your ass right next to mine.
I glance at the security guards by the door, already watching us intently. Their fiery eyes clash against Cress's watery blues. All right, sit tight. I'll be back soon.
Be careful, Gia. You can't trust those sparkly vultures.
Alright, what do we got? Fountain, casino goers, another fountain. So let's start checking this stuff out.
The fountains outside Pandemonium are a gaudy display. In a place like the lowers, where ordinary people struggle to get clean water, these spew torrents of the stuff over a pool of filthy coins.
Alright, well let's, maybe we can get some money out of here. Yeah.
A bright spot catches my eye and my hands dart into the water, emerging with a sparkling diamond engagement ring. I'm guessing this fountain didn't bring the wearer the luck they were hoping for.
Better believe we're keeping that.
I slide the diamond into my pocket. If finding a penny brings good fortune, picking a diamond out of a fountain must mean Lady Luck owes me a favor.
Not as valuable as you might have hoped, but sure. Where the other one?
The fountain's flush with enough coin to tempt any slots addict into taking a dip. I watch a twitchy-handed woman gaze longingly at its waters, under the security's watchful eye.
We could probably spend $1.
Zio used to say, scrimp and save every advantage you can get for a rainy day. I rub a coin for luck and add it to the pool of spent wishes.
What about this dude?
Hello, my friend. Test your hands in a game of nimbleness and daring. The name of the game is Snapdragon. All you gotta do is snatch a raisin from the jaws of the flaming brandy, and you win a prize.
83%? Let's give it a go.
What the hell? Deal me in. The dealer lights the glass. Blue and orange flames leap along the brim, but its looks are scarier than its bite. The flames only lick my palms as I pull free a warm and slightly sweetened raisin.
Congratulations! Say, you seem like a bold lady. If you liked that, there's plenty more coming, courtesy of Soap Jackson.
Soap? Marm knows someone else is running a racket on her doorstep?
No, Soap would never. She invited him to host her birthday bash, and it's not a Soap Jackson party if everyone's not having a ring-a-ding time.
Alrighty, what about this one?
Oh my, 68. I wish I could be as active as Marm at that age. Did you know she still makes all her weekly appearances? Why, I hear she'll be present at the...
They say she was elderly. 68 doesn't seem that elderly. I guess it might have been different in the 1930s.
Bright lights, loud sounds, potent smells. Pandemonium is as much a fortress as it is a casino, surviving even the fire that charred it to the bone. Marm simply rebuilt it, as big and gaudy as ever. It's a siren call to every sucker, but I don't make it 3 steps forward before I'm accosted.
Miss Giovanna, Miss Sulzer sends her warmest welcome. She's expecting you at her personal table on the 2nd floor.
Thanks, pal. I'll head up in a sec.
Oh, before you proceed upstairs, Miss Giovanna, we're accepting presents from Magdalene Weiss to celebrate her birthday. A gift is highly encouraged if one intends to use our facilities.
Not even the concierge's stone-cut face can hide the faintest ugly crack as he looks me over. But I've dealt with harder stiffs at the glass cage.
I'll see what I can rustle up on short notice.
Well, I got a diamond ring now. Up here. Not really.
The effigy of Magdalene Marm Weiss graces me with her life story on a golden plaque. Orphan to barren. Not a line dedicated to any of the dark deeds done to get there, though.
See a triceratops
The closer
skeleton.
I get, the itchier my palms. There are more trophies and firepower here than in a dragon's hoard. Watchful eyes from security guards and curious glances from guests follow me up. Whoever I am, if I can visit Pandemonium, I've got to be someone who can afford the birthday tax.
Okay, well, I haven't got enough money just to pay it. Why don't we try this roll? I do have a lockpicks that should mean I can re-roll that. Can't get any worse. Yeah, not enough. I make a show of riffling through my pocket while my right hand sneaks a grab at the jeweled necklace in the pile. I've got it halfway up my sleeve before I realize its chain's caught on a vase.
I scramble, quickly returning everything I scattered. The necklace, the vase, some loose coins. But I'd made too much racket to ignore. My way off the stairs is blocked by security.
Alright, let's try and start it out. Hey!
Is there a problem, miss?
No problem, sir. Hand slipped while I was trying to set this down. I take the necklace and gently loop it around the slender neck of a marble statue. It passes inspection. With a polite wave, I flee the horde.
Alright, well, that's that done. What else have we got? We got security. Okay, patrons. Try the patron.
Pardon me, miss, but I saw your gift. I thought it was lovely. Too bad some of us don't have friends who are that generous.
Crowds of somebodies loiter about, decked out in their finest for a chance to lose their shirts. Dreamland takes in every bored thrill seeker, but Pandemonium gets the deepest pockets. Pandemonium's guards play two faces, hospitality and pest control. A goon flashes compensation vouchers at a table while his partner marches off a rowdy schmuck towards a closed door. The light past the doorways blotted out by a hulking shadow. It gives me a wide grin.
Miss, Mom thanks you for your generosity.
He steps aside, and suddenly I'm a guest of honor. Staff members try to hit me with grins, stuff vouchers into my palms, and hustle me to open tables. I turn them down, all for the second floor.
Are you trying to insult me, Miss Saltzer?
A manila folder slaps the table like a white glove. The challenger locks eyes with the woman across from him, daring her to flinch or draw.
I've been doing business with Marm since before you could even stand up to her skirts. I've built half the streets you walk on, and you repay me by showing me this garbage.
We have other properties, of course. However, this offer is not an insult. Think of it as a token of Marm's esteem. A chance to get ahead of a gold rush. This property is awful, and some competitors have already backed out. What they've overlooked is that this is non-dock land. We're unable to add new islands to it, so we intend to add a beach.
A beach, eh? My wife and I recently visited one of the Uppers beaches to get away from the Coney Island mobs. But you know Uppers folk. They quibble about social propriety, but we can't here.
Got ourselves Sophie. Might be anything to interact with here. Seems like.
You seem quite passionate. How would you see a beach, then, for honest locals like us? Not the tourists. Giovanna! It's been an age.
She beams at me with a swell of sentimentality. Before I can process it, she rises and sweeps me into a hug like we're long-lost sisters.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. But I'm afraid you're early. I told you, open bidding for Steeple Boardwalk doesn't begin until tomorrow.
What? She's bidding too.
She is. Giovanna's new money. A change of pace from the usual competitors. What was it you wanted the boardwalk for again? You made it sound quite ambitious.
I was thinking I'd cover the whole square in lights. Maybe build a Ferris wheel and run some air shows. Hire some stunt flyers from the uppers to run shows daily.
Well, well. Good luck, because you won't be doing that on Steeple.
Miss Saltzer, I've made up my mind. Send the paperwork to my people for review.
He leaves the table with a victorious smile and a head full of plans. But his smile's got nothing on Sophie's.
Well done. Thank you, darling. That man has been exhausting to deal with.
Uh-huh. Any truth to this gold rush?
No more than anywhere else. It'll be beautiful once he cleans up the trash and patches the cracks, and the locals are nice, if you pay well enough. Grill her justification. Not sure what that means.
And when he finds out it's not what you sold him on?
People who spend that kind of money never want to believe they've made a bad deal. He'll find every way to justify it to himself with barely a word from me.
She hooks my arm in hers and leads me to the table. Along the way, I spot her enforcer by the stairs, and black and gold-clad staff milling about the floor. Not worried about eavesdroppers?
This is my table, which makes it the house's table. Anyone who's fond of their ears will give us privacy, or learn to live without one.
All right, enough of the pleasantries. Apollo said you'd know how to get into Marm's vault.
Yes, I'm sure our tall, dark, and fiery-tempered friend has told you all about me. But I've never met you.
That's my line. You're Marm's right-hand woman. How do I know you aren't looking to double-cross us and get a free ticket to the top?
Because, quite simply, there are far less complicated ways to destroy the underground and take my place in Dreamland than a Machiavellian heist.
She gathers the cards, shuffling them as easily as she breathed.
Do you play Kill the King?
I've played a few rounds. Why?
Just a friendly game. You can learn a lot about a person from how they play.
And what's this friendly game going to cost?
How about a secret? Losers share something they've never told anyone else. We deal in a lot of currencies in Dreamland, but few are as valuable as information.
I could need a refresher.
What rules are we using?
Crown reversal, to keep things simple.
Of course.
Every round, we pick a card to duel. Queen beats king, jack beats queen. Numbers that add up to 10 or more beat jack. And aces beat everyone except the king.
Hang on. Basically, the lower the better, right? Except the king.
First woman to 10 wins.
All right. Let's get a fresh deck.
Hold up. If we're playing, I want a fresh deck.
A new deck. Really, Giovanna? Do you distrust me that much already?
Would you trust you?
She inhales softly, rolling her eyes playfully while she signals a staff member. The decks are swapped and a shuffled hand is passed across the table.
We trade blows across a polished table. King versus king. Numbers versus queen. Numbers versus numbers.
I thought Eli's killer would be a little taller.
Same to you. Apollo said he had a mole. Wasn't expecting Marm's second. We peer over our cards. Sophie's poker face is as calm as a lake. I see if I can make ripples. Jack of spades. Sophie gracefully hands me a queen.
Jack beats queen though, right?
What's your angle? You aren't just Marm's second, you saved her life.
You sound suspicious.
Because it doesn't add up. A fire nearly takes Marm out with her casino. They don't catch the culprit, but they see you pulling Marm to safety. A few weeks later, she names you her heir. We slide our cards forward, locking edges. From where I'm standing, you're either throwing away a comfy life, or you're planning an upgrade.
Oh, which one I want is no secret. I want what the underground wants.
Her card scratches my glove as we flip. Ace takes numbers.
You know, I played Mr. Valentine in that very chair. He was Mom's favorite gentleman criminal and excellent at cards.
Excellent at getting himself shot, too.
But the madrigals weren't to your taste. I hear they made out quite well after a run-in with 8-Shot. So well, they've stopped taking work from us to focus on a new venture.
Her 7 and 10 mob my jack. I watch her fingers worry along the edges of a card. 1 jack's left. How many aces and kings?
Your history. Valentine Eli. I wonder, what does 8-Shot Randazzo want with Dreamland? Are you looking to add another Baron to your dashboard?
Look, Sophie. Do I look like a bloodthirsty sadist to you? I'm a smuggler. I'm not here for some vendetta. I'm just a gal looking to get paid. I take a chance on King of Clubs. She clubs me with a queen. A 7 and a 4. I take her jack and add a point to my pile. You want to trade reps? Let's start with yours. The Benedict Casino, the Juno Silk Heist, the disappearance of Dropper Brody. Any of that true?
Now. No one's ever proven that Dropper and I have even been in the same room.
Ace and King of Hearts, I hand her my ace.
We continue firing cards at each other. Sophie shoots down my card and the next, building a tidy sum of points on her side of the table. A few more hands like this and she'll sweep.
Okay, let's look for an edge.
Zio Alfonso never played an honest game in his life, and I watch Sophie's hands and fur-trimmed sleeves for any of his old tricks. Nothing.
Do I have a stain on my coat?
No. Must have been seeing things. To both our lack of surprise, the next hand is hers. I play to the end anyway, even when I throw out my king to get slaughtered by Sophie's queen.
Well done, Giovanna. Now about my prize.
Fine. What do you want to know?
I want to know a side of 8-Shot Randazzo that no one else knows. Tell me about a smuggling job. A never-heard-before tale.
What about the body?
There was an upper socialite. She was mistress to a somebody.
Scandalous.
Almost was. The stiff had a heart attack at her place. She knew it'd look bad, so she hired me to move his body somewhere else. Papers said it looked like he keeled over on the street.
She went on with her life.
Is she someone I'd know?
Yeah, but let's just say she's mostly in foreign pictures now. Anyway, if you're satisfied, maybe we can talk about the job. Starting with how we're getting to the vault.
Of course. We'll need information. Fortunately, everything we need is right below.
She waves a gloved hand over the railing, directing my gaze to the bustle below. No wonder she'd seen me coming. The whole floor is laid bare like pieces on a chessboard.
No one cares if you gawk. Everyone knows the house is always watching.
The view's dizzying. 1,000 sounds and images and characters play out. But before I can pick which one to follow, something snuffs them out. Hushed silence steals through pandemonium, like a reaper through a dying town. Sophie, what's going on?
The queen of the house. You've arrived just in time to see how she works.
Okay.
Every one of Marm's goons is wearing iron and muscle under pressed suits, but none of them make crowds part faster than the Dreamland doe walking the floor. I thought pandemonium was yours.
It's Mom's. I simply manage it for her. She owns everything in Pandemonium, including every dear heart on payroll.
2 armies hired by cash and devotion. We're not leaving with Marm's money without a fight. Who's handling Marm's loot?
Matzi Brothers Moving Company. A local group. Marm has an exclusive contract with them to move items from the hall to the vault. One of the very few people allowed to lay even a finger on her wealth without a trip to the underline.
The cart's barely enough to make a molehole in Marm's hoard. How are we going to clear out the whole vault? Part poisonous viper, part soothing vixen. Magdalene Weiss is an ancient dragon in the lowers. Beauty, elegance, and deadliness hold her above her age and the masses.
Hello, my darling guests. I trust you are all enjoying your stay. I walked through these halls, and do you know what I saw? Full pockets, smiles, eager for the chase, and then the rest of you.
The aged baron's laugh is a silky rumble vibrating off cavernous walls.
Now, I ask you to pause your games for a little diversion. A game between myself and one of my beloved dolls. Elizabeth, say hello.
The young woman on the platform waves as she enters the arena. Sharp uniform, polished goggles, muscles raring for a fight. She jabs a finger at some sap at the slot machines.
Hey, you with the gross tie! Get your greasy paws off the level while Mom's talking. This is a prime entertainment.
Ah, you see how protective she is, and so confident. Some of you must already be familiar with her achievements. The Dreamland Hippodrome, the Schuster Cup, and of course, the surprise conquest of Belmont Castles.
It's a moment out of a greeting card. The elderly baron's hand on her adopted daughter's shoulder. An indulgent smile on her face, but the borders are dark. Lizzie's shoulders tighten as she takes her seat. These card shows happen often? Or this a special occasion?
Both. You see, we all get a turn in that chair. It's about quality time with Marm and showing off to her guests. But Lizzie's in the hot seat. Castles was supposed to become another lieutenant's territory until Lizzie took it. And now Marm's in one of her moods.
What? She's mad the wrong doe took it? What does it matter who gets the job done? It's still Dreamland's banners going up.
The problem, Giovanna, is that Lizzie didn't get permission. Marm will call it triumph in the headlines, but she'll never allow Lizzie to get away with overstepping her. It sets a bad precedent.
Who would you put money on?
Are you asking me for a bet?
I couldn't afford your rate. I just want to know if your sister's got a shot.
Then I'll do you a favor and spare your wallet. No, not in the slightest.
All right, what's
The
going to happen?
slow draw of cards. The Sato voices calling their bets. The friendly facade splits into bloodshed with their opening hands. First hand, Lizzie throws a valiant play. Marm slaps it down with ease. Second hand, Lizzie tries another angle. Marm cuts her off, carving through Lizzie's chips and pride. The doe's more prey than knight. By the fifth hand, her hands weaken, from bold to timid. Fingers dance between cards indecisively. I can feel her desire to retreat from here.
Call or fold, girl?
I call.
I tear my eyes off them. I didn't come here to watch a beating. Sophie said the intel we need is below. All I gotta do is find it.
What have we got over here?
The crowd's a sea of bloodlust. I break them into individual numbers in my head. Too many bodies break between us, the vault, and the exit. Pandemonium got any slow days?
It's near Marm's birthday, so no. The celebration is a weeks-long affair. We have tourists coming in from all over the world. And it's only going to get busier the closer we are to the big day.
So, we need to find a way to get them out of the way. The hall holds its breath for the final blow. A full house coming down on a meager high card.
Over already? My, what a game! Don't you agree, Elizabeth?
Sure was. You were amazing, Mom.
The crowd applauds, taken in by the heartwarming display. The bustle returns to the hall. Tables fill with smiles and vices, but Marm and Lizzie remain on the platform. Baron Magdalene Weiss turns her razor-sharp gaze towards the balcony. I'm caught, staring down the maw of the beast, but I'm not the intended target.
Excuse me, Giovanna. I need to see what Mom wants.
Think she's on to us?
I doubt it. If anyone checks my appointments, all they should see is I was meeting an old friend of no importance. On that note, please avoid drawing attention until I'm back.
She disappears with a flutter of her cape. Despite what she says, my eyes follow her down to the ground floor. Maybe I should listen in. 72%? Sure, let's try. No. Gonna be one of those days.
If information's currency, I need every bit I can get. My silent steps follow Sophie's trail and come out near a stairwell. Nearby crowds have scattered, but Sophie smooths her cloak of armor and walks into the den.
Mom, Lizzie. Excellent game as always. Can I tempt either of you into a drink at the bar? On me, of course. Frida's developed a delicious new cocktail that does wonders as a refresher.
Ah, Sophia, you are too kind. How is someone to grow without constructive criticism, You watched our game. What did you think of Elizabeth's play toward the fifth hand,
What are you doing?
Admiring the view. Never been in Pandemonium before.
And I'd encourage you to do it elsewhere. This area is currently out of bounds, tourist. It's too early to blow my cover. I retreat, but not before stealing a glimpse of the platform. I see Lizzie storming off, a slammed door, and Dreamland's matriarch whispering something in Sophie's ear.
A few minutes later, Sophie returns. Despite her calm face, her movements are choppy. Looked serious down there. What did Marm want?
Patrol. And it can't wait.
Sophie, you can't just take off. We weren't done talking.
Well, hurry up then. We'll chat on the road. Think of it as a guided tour.
We level? Hey, we level. Okay, cool.
So,
Add Sophie
where's
to our
this
crew.
guided tour taking us?
Don't look so suspicious. We're simply making a quick visit to the downtown exchange. The place where, for the right price, everything your heart desires can be bought, sold, or bartered. Have you visited?
Not since my 21st birthday.
My. That has been a while. You'll find it's changed a bit. Shall we?
Cress is where she said she'd be, sitting with the cars and scaring off snooty valets. I feel like I'm stepping onto an icy river as Cress and Sophie trade appraising looks.
Sophie?
Indeed. Miss Carter, correct? A pleasure to finally meet you, darling. I've heard so much about you.
Then you should already know. I don't give away information as freely as whoever you're gossiping with.
I feel the warning crack beneath the ice. I thought we were in a hurry. Their problem?
Not at all. We're simply getting to know each other. Aren't we?
Yeah, sure. I figure I've got your number.
Sophie, negotiator, a bon vivant with a conscience, a complicated woman who enjoys her luxurious lifestyle, but wishes to better the lives of those around her. Clever, charming, and resourceful, she operates as Mom's right-hand woman. Drives, coupes, sedans, flatbeds. Attributes, hustle, smarts. Alright. That's our location, but we're going to quickly do a little bit of housekeeping here. So we're going to level up. I want this sort of big heal thing, I think. Probably keep going in Grease Monkey till we get there, honestly. Let's come back out. fact, let's just do it via here. Yeah, so we might put some points into hustle. Not sure. Let's see. So she's got 10 points to spend. That's pretty cool. In terms of the talents, what would we want? She doesn't have the healing, unfortunately. Free jumps, bootleg turn. We could give her the jump drive and she could just kill people by jumping over them. Light weapons, light trained. I'd quite like at least a point in Phantom, but I'm not that keen on the perks there, I don't think. We got Brainiac with Cress as well. I think Dodger. I don't know about going all the way there, but maybe you know, going up as far as this might be quite good. Alright, let's stick some points into this tree. Alright, we'll give her give her the jump drive as well. I'm going to put points with her into Phantom, I think, because I don't have any points there at the moment, and we do get quite a few Phantom checks. Like I said, I'm not that fussed about the perks on this tree, but I mean the evade one's not too bad. So in terms of yeah, so I don't have any Daredevil points. Doing quite well on the hustle points and the smarts, so let's see what Price has got going on. I think that's probably quite a good one, because she is our dedicated healer. Oof, I might take her all the way up that tree, to be honest. And then we'll start thinking about stuff like Daredevil, maybe. I want to have a look at Sophie's vehicle. She's got a coupe. Yeah, how do I see her car? I can see her. Well, I can see her storage. I can't really see much else, unfortunately. We could take her to the garage and have a look at her car there. Follow Sophie. Patrol. Blah, 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 blah. Probably fine. Let's just pop into Dreamland Garage, and we'll have a quick look at what she's driving. If we can do anything with it. I have clicked on it. Sometimes you have to wait a little while for it to appear. There we go. So what's she got? She actually has jumping repulsors. That was quite a good little thing we added there. Grappling hook, pull things closer. Well, I'll tell you what, she can pull things closer and then jump them. So actually, I don't mind that. She's got a really nice engine. I might switch that out. for Gia's one. He's also got a rear-mounted machine gun. That's not too bad. She's max weight at the moment. Yeah. No, I think that's fine. Don't really see too much to change on that. Paint it though. Okay, so she's got like a sandy brown color. Those are kind of the gang colours, aren't they? This sort of yellow and black. That looks a bit too much like Gia's car. Oh. Let's reverse it. Soften the yellow a little bit. Let's go with that. Okay, so she's got that. We've got Honeybee, and we can switch out to the prison transport as and when we need something a bit heavier, but honestly, it's feeling pretty good set up right now. Let's leave it. So a little quick save, because I'm pretty sure we'll be ambushed. Long journey. Haha.
We've got a tail.
Ah, that'll be one of my sisters. Someone wants to play.
What's the matter, Sophie? Too good for a goodbye now?
Lizzie, darling. I have a patrol to get to. And I thought I told you to enjoy a drink at the bar on me.
Oh, go suck on a lemon. I don't want your pity. I want to see how sharp you are. You and your friend.
Hey, I didn't sign up to be part of any grudge match.
I thought your game with Mom would have tired you out a little. But I was wrong. How about we settle things with a friendly wager? You can even pick the game.
Battle Royale. You and me. First car to stall out's a goose egg.
Eliminate Lizzie. Or her goons while protecting Sophie. So who have we got here? So we've got Lizzie's goon, Sophie, us, Cress, Lizzie. Ooh, okay, she's quite strong. So this lane will transition into a leaky hazard lane. But at the moment it's fine. They're quite strong. Could do that. Alright, Sophie. So how far does... Oh, it's going... How close does it pull? Go there and do a little jump over that for free, which is quite nice. Beep, while doing 4 damage. And then a bit of machine gun. Ducka, ducka, ducka. Yeah, it's not going to do any damage to them, is it? Press. We don't need to repair anyone. Wouldn't mind getting that on there. We'll put that on Lizzie. I know, let's just put it.
Aggressive enough for ya?
Beautiful, darling. Now, if only you could take some of that fire and put it towards your card play.
Can it, princess? Whoopsie daisy.
Do that again, and I'll shoot your repulsors out.
Hey. Can shoot them from here. I'll do that. And then we'll heal.
Teasing crackers! Not my automobile!
So we could go here. Have a little shoot at them. Hoping to jump again, but clearly we've run out of chance of doing that. I don't have a follow-up to this, really. I'm just gonna head down here. We'll let Chris heal us. Probably don't want to be grouped together. Oh, how much AP do they have? Well, they're going to be dead anyway, so that's fine. Leave her alone.
I can't take much more of this.
Gia's turn. Yeah, I mean, they're going to die, so I'm not too worried about that. I can't get her into that lane, so we're just going to have to just do damage, I think. Sophie, well, see if we can do some damage to her by jumping. Only 2 though. Then we got the machine gun. There we go.
Oh, nuts to this! I'm out of here!
Got some scrap, another one of these. Yeah, stuff to sell.
The other Doe lieutenant runs for it. We catch her breath and shake off enough adrenaline to run a marathon.
Pressing that.
What the hell, Sophie? You drove me into an ambush.
Where's my number 1 button not working?
Giovanna, if I wanted you ambushed, I would have had you tied to a dartboard the moment you stepped in a pandemonium. Lizzie wanted to play. It's nothing for you to worry your head about. She'll sulk about it for a day or 2 and then call me up for a lunch date.
Uh-huh. Got any other sisterly games I need to prep for?
Where's my number 1's not working?
Think of Lizzie as a taste of what we'll have to contend with during the heist. Believe it or not, she's one of the tamer does.
Well, let's go back to the garage. Things we got to repair. We've got a bit of scrap though, so I think we should just be able to do that out of what we have. Already sell that stuff we picked up as well. Let's have a look. How much is this worth? 79? Sure. I'm gonna sell the ring as well, so keep that for now. Probably okay. So what have they got to... Why can't I compare now? Why's my keyboard's not working? Oh, it's a heavy weapon, so that wouldn't work on Sophia's card. That's probably why that wasn't. I'm not sure there's anything there I really want. I think we'll just leave it. But we got repaired. Right. Back on the road.
I round the corner and find myself in the mother of all traffic jams. I strain my neck to see what's causing the gridlock, and spot a number of Marm's finest have cordoned off the road ahead. I breathe out slowly to steady myself. I'm not carrying anything explicitly illegal, but there's enough heat around me right now that just getting recognized could be trouble.
The car in front of me floats past the barricades, and I idle forward slowly, making an effort not to look jumpy.
Evening, ma'am. If you don't mind my asking, what is this about?
Routine crowd control. A lot of money out on these streets tonight. Mom thinks trouble's bad for business, so she sent us out to make sure nobody gets any ideas.
It's commerce.
Never can be too careful. Glad you're out here making sure everything's on the up and up.
Glad you think so. Means this won't be any more unpleasant than it has to be. Open your trunk so I can take a quick look and send you on your way.
Why don't we give it the champagne bottle? That's kind of what I was keeping it for this kind
I'm
of
a
thing.
courier for a high-profile client who'd prefer to remain anonymous. Got a trunk full of the good stuff and a deadline to meet. Do me a solid and get me through here, and I'll float you a sample.
Is that so? I'm listening. Just how good is the good stuff?
I reach under my seat and emerge with a slender, dark green bottle wrapped tightly with golden foil. Champagne Ayala. Practically liquid gold. It'll change your life, friend.
With a refined palate like that, how could you possibly be any danger? Go on, make yourself scarce.
See that typo a lot in games at the moment. I've noticed it a few times in recent games. Palate, as in tasting palate, is spelled P-A-L-A-T-E. People keep painting it, spelling it like paint palette. You know, you'd have like different coloured paints on, or a wooden palette that you'd have goods on. They're both spelled the same. Tasting palette is different.
Folks say if it exists, it's in downtown Exchange.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a
golden
bugbear, but just something I've
cavern
noticed
shimmers
recently.
under the light of 1,000 shops and stalls, manned by a fleet of vendors and back alley cons, and each pays a cut to Marm.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's something like an auto spell check used on very text-heavy games like this, and because it's not an incorrect spelling, it doesn't get flagged. It's just incorrect in that context.
Maybe that's why Sophie parks between the two shadiest alleys on the block without a wink of worry. I'm tempted to keep driving, but she waves me over.
Don't be so skittish, darling. Our car thieves have more discerning palates.
See, it's
The
spelled
ones
right
who
there.
don't will have their tastes swiftly corrected.
It's not only criminals giving Sophie and her car a wide berth. One look at her feather cap and I see passers-by pick another street. So what are we doing exactly? You bring me along to help you dangle some sap for their last penny?
Quite the suggestion, but no. We'll be checking in with the community. Collecting monthly dues, fielding complaints, the usual.
That's it?
Not every patrol's a trip to the Underline. Oh, but I do have to run an errand for Marm. Don't worry about the details. We'll get to it later.
I mean, we can try. There's no. I don't think there's any real downside for failing. Plus, we might smash it. Yeah, we don't. Not far off though.
Why wait? We've got a minute.
Goodness, Giovanna. Are you always this hot-blooded and impatient?
Only when I'm being jerked around. How do I know your memory won't go foggy later?
You're right. It is quite easy to forget things. Tell me, do you remember why I invited you to Dreamland?
To get information.
Correct. So I suggest you fill your head with intel instead of Marm's whims. We'll start with this neighborhood. Grimscram's owner wants a word. Urshel & Sons has dues. And Air Fisher at the Flying Ace owes me information. How's your acting?
I've talked my way through more than a few scraps.
Excellent.
Why? Soph, why?
We've actually got a garage here, by the look of it. I didn't realise there'd be one available. There's also a shop. Let's talk to the people first.
What are you staring at? You... Miss Sulzer. I mean, hello.
Hello to you too, darling.
Okay. What else we got?
Hi, how can I... Ah, Miss Sulzer! I mean, hello. I have this month's payment here. Already counted it twice. Receipts included.
Mr. Herschel, hello. And thank you so much, darling. I can always count on you to be organized.
Gosh. Thank you, Miss Sulzer.
Are you occupied?
No. Anything for the dose.
Excellent. Mr. Herschel, this is Giovanna, one of my new bookkeepers. I like to get her familiar with our regular revenue streams. Could we borrow your record book?
You're not going to mark it up or anything, are you?
Just a quick check and I'll get out of your hair. He hands me a leather-bound book. Organized is right. The numbers go back years, detailing a business that's gone from in the black to borderline red in the last year. A lot more money's going out than in. Business all right, Mr. Herschel?
Business has been consistent. We're a generational store, so I inherited most of our customers, but it's wartime and Marm's birthday, so costs are understandably increased. Tax increases are expected this time of year, and they say it'll go back down after the celebrations. Right, Miss Sulzer?
We'll know soon. For now, don't worry your head over it. At least until after Mom's birthday.
I thought Marm's big day was supposed to be a barony-wide celebration.
Everyone has to contribute a little, or a lot.
The price of being a tourism barony, I'm afraid. But I do hope you're getting something in return, Mr. Herschel.
Right, we get peak visitors for a month, and so that helps float the books for the rest of the year. It's been an expensive year, but it'll balance out, right, Miss Sulzer?
Eventually, darling.
Why are you nervous?
Something wrong? You seem on edge.
What? Am I? I mean, why would I be nervous? I'm always happy to help the does.
That's a relief. Because I would hate if my bookkeeper or I were to have made you uncomfortable in any way.
No, Miss Sulzer, you and your associate are fine. You've been pleasant, reasonable people.
Thank you, and you're very sweet. Oh, I need something for the paperwork. Who collected last month's dues? Was it Mary? Eliza?
Pearl? She's a disciplined woman, always has a firm grasp on the numbers.
Of course. Giovanna, remember that name, please. I'm sure you'll see more of her work eventually.
Everything's in order.
Oh, good. Happy to be of service.
Despite the reprieve, he keeps throwing quick glances Sophie's way. His mouth is a wavering line, from open to closed, fighting between speaking his mind and risking his head.
Take this easy roll. Yep.
He's scared, but it wasn't Soph he was watching like a hawk. There's something else on this shivering pup's mind. Maybe he was hiding something? Something that wasn't on the books.
Where are you going? Please?
Something on your mind? You don't need to worry. I've already said you're clean. I trace my hand over piles of baubles and goods, my eyes tracing the pipes on the ceiling. But what's this? This doesn't seem to lead to anything.
Secret room.
Giovanna, the books are good.
Sophie's tone said more than her words. Was she hiding something too? Maybe I play with her for a change.
Search.
The false pipe opens easy, revealing several rolled wads of cash. On closer inspection, they're currencies from other baronies. Bradford bills, dented dollars, and old goldens? Now, these weren't on the books. Mr. Herschel, are we going to have to talk about? Sophie walks over and looks at the cash before forcefully returning the pipe to its position as guard over the stash.
Didn't I tell you she was good, Herschel? Unfortunately, the poor thing was dropped on her head as a child. That's led to some gaps in her skill. Come on, Giovanna. Time to go.
I consider for a moment, stubbornly staying put, locking my heels and acting more the petulant child than an accountant. Sophie sees my internal conflict and leans in.
You can't take everything, Gia.
Accompanied by the murmur of crowds and the bustle of the exchange, the rumbling could have been a percussion band next door, if it hadn't started to roar.
Tremor.
Sophie pulls me under a shop as the world rolls. I grab the doorframe before the ground throws me into a wall.
Shattered windows, straining metal plates, roars from below that threaten to swallow us whole. And then it's over. The door creaks, signaling the return of bustling streets. I see resignation, dismay, and anger. Not a look of surprise.
Soph, what the hell's going on? Since when does Dreamland get island tremors?
More recently. Ever since Marm... Oh, darling, your jaw. Relax. There won't be another one so soon.
Interesting. Well, we'll see what that's all about, but I think that's going to be next time, as this is kind of at the hour mark, so we're going to leave it there for this time. We'll come back, we're going to explore more on this street and try and find out exactly what's going on. Lots more to do. There's stuff over here as well. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. It's nice to be in a different zone now, different people, different stuff going on. It's kind of cool. I'm enjoying it a lot. I mean, let me know in the comments, what you guys think of it so far. Hopefully you're enjoying watching it as much as I'm enjoying playing it. Let me know. It's always good to know that you're entertaining people. If you've enjoyed this one as well, if you could hit the like button, that'd be fantastic. And big thank you, big appreciation, big shout out as always to our channel members. And if anyone else is interested in, checking out memberships and gaining earlier access to my videos in this series and any of my other series, really, that would be awesome. Thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.